right, I can't wait for that thing to be finished. Surprised you. How's everybody doing today? Yeah, the opener, I have an updated opener. I got to fix it. How are you guys doing? Hopefully you're having a great day. It is beautiful outside. Hopefully your sprinklers were running. Hopefully you jumped out in the pool. You jumped in the lake. You did something absolutely amazing out in the sun. I watched my wife chase ducks out into the woods. I would have helped her, but I was barefoot, and I don't like the ducks. I'm just joking. I like the ducks. I like that she likes the ducks. But welcome, guys. Welcome, welcome. All right. We're going to take a few minutes here and just talk about the next couple of weeks. But before I do, Clifford, welcome. Diane, welcome. Melissa and Ramona, Stephanie, Donna and Becky and Lori and Cynthia. Glad you guys are here. The goal of this video is just to give you a quick update about what is going on. I know there have been many questions because our governor has eased off on the restrictions for churches. They've said that up to 25% of your church can meet, and that number can not exceed 100. And Pastor Fred and I and Pastor Peter, we've talked about in the past. Hello, Ann. We've talked about in the past, few weeks that we are waiting on the governor to remove the restrictions, or I should say to ease up the restrictions to at least 100 people before we talk about coming back in person. And so he's done that, but he did that as of today. And so there's nothing we can do for this Sunday. So we are still going to go live online this Sunday. And we go live on the internet, on our Facebook page, on our website, on our app, every week. But as far as in-house services back in the building for up to 100 people, we are not doing that this week. I just want to be very clear because I know the governor has said that he's removed or eased on the restrictions. But for us, for High Point Church, there's a lot that has to take place for us to make sure two things happen. And these are the two things that we as a church are trying to focus on. Carmen, welcome. Mary Lou, Heather, Walter, welcome from Florida. And Donna says she misses everybody. We miss you too. We're trying to focus on two things. One, safety. And obviously just focusing on the Lord. That's the primary focus, is us knowing Jesus, growing in our walk with Christ, reaching the lost, discipling the saved to reach the lost. That's the main purpose. We got it. But as far as this COVID-19, there are two things we're trying to do. Is one, use wisdom to listen to the CDC, World Health Organization, listen to our leaders in the government. And so we're trying to use wisdom. And that's hard in the day that we live in because everybody's got a different opinion. Finding the right voices that you allow into the decision making is pretty difficult in the day that we live in. And so we're doing the best we can with that. But we're trying to use wisdom. That's one thing. And two is we're trying to protect the people that God has placed in our care. And there's a warning in Scripture for pastors that we are accountable for the souls that are placed in our care. And so we take that seriously at the church. And so with that, we are not meeting live this Sunday. We're doing it online still. There's still a lot of things. Let me just give you a few of those things, and I've written them down, that we're working on over the next week so that next Sunday, we can have 100 people in the building. And so the goal is so that not this Sunday, not tomorrow, but next Sunday, we meet at the church live with 100 people. But let me give you just some of the few things we have to figure out. We've already figured out, but we have to put into place, I should say. One, there's no contact. There's no contacting. There's no physical contact, no handshaking, no hugging. These are all things that they've asked us to maintain, that we advise the people to have no physical contact with each other, that we have one row apart so we fill every other row, that there's 3 seats in between people if they're not in the same family, that we wear masks every single gathering, that you can't come in without a mask on. And the biggest reason for that is they're talking about one of the way to put more pathogens in the air is to talk. And so during preaching, you got one person talking, but during singing, you have hundreds of people, 100 people, 50 people. And as people sing, more pathogens go into the air. Your saliva is getting into the air. And so with that, the suggestions that our government is making, that our governor is making, is that you wear face masks. And so when we do open back up, you're going to have a face mask. And if you don't have one, one will be provided for you. It is so different. Patricia, you're right. It's so different, but we can do it. We absolutely can do it. And so we're going to try to make sure there's nobody has to touch the doors, that we have somebody who opens the door but stands behind it. All the pencils in the seats, all the Bibles that are in the seats, you're going to have to bring your own Bible, because we don't want to be spraying sanitizing stuff all over Bibles. We're going to put those away for now. You bring your own Bible, bring your smartphone that has a Bible on it. Bring your own water containers, because I'm almost sure at this point we're going to turn off the bubblers, the water fountains, because we're not supposed to be sharing that. No food services, no cafe. And then the other one is essential workers, or the essential businesses, essential places. So churches have been listed as an essential place, and so with that, we can have child care, but we can only have child care up to age 5. And so our toddlers and our nursery will be meeting, but in that, they can only have 10 children in a room at a time. And so we have way more than that, just in our nursery alone. And so we won't have a children's ministry. We'll just have up to age 5, and every classroom that we have at the church will be used to be a nursery and a toddler room, because we have to break them down in groups of 10. So there's a lot, and what we plan on doing is no Oasis room. That's correct, and that is absolutely correct. What we plan on doing is this week, we will have an online sign-up form that's available. That sign-up form will be on our website. We'll post links to it on Facebook, and you will be able to click on the sign-up form and let us know that you're coming, and let us know how many people are coming with you, and then we will cap it off at 90 people. We want to leave room for if there's a person who is coming by who is a guest, maybe. There's still little things that have to work out there, but there'll be 100 people available to come. After the sign-up sheet is full, for the 9 o'clock service, you'll have the option for the 10 o'clock service. You can sign up for one or the other, but when they're both full, you'll watch online, and then every Monday, you'll have a chance to sign up for the 100-person slot. Now, with that being said, with 100 people in the room, we are also, Pastor Peter, we've been talking about the singing portion. If we're going to have that many people live in a room, we're going to have to change the way we do our service. If we have 4 people singing on the stage and everybody in the room singing 5-6 songs, there's more of a chance to spread the virus in the air if somebody were to have it. So anyways, I don't want to give you all the details, because we're going to put out a video. I'm just sharing with you that there is not going to be a service in the building this coming Sunday. That's tomorrow. There will not be one tomorrow. It will be the following Sunday, and there will be a lot of things that have to be done for us as a staff to make sure that are done in the building, and a lot of things that you're going to have to do. You might want to have one of those little hand sanitizers to bring with you that you use. You might want to make sure you bring your own Bible. Bring a water bottle with you. You also probably, if you have any pre-existing conditions that would make you sick, you're not going to want to come, and so you got to be very careful yourself. And so if you have asthma, you want to be careful. There's a lot that has to happen. But then on our end, we need to make sure that we're using those 2 things we talked about, wisdom and safety, that we listen to our government, that we listen to the CDC, that we listen to the World Health Organization, and that we protect our people, that we protect the safety of the people. And so I have a bunch more things, but for now, that's what you need to know. you need to know that next Sunday, we will be having 100 people. There will be a sign-up form posted online for you, and we will be posting a video this week. Joyce says, I miss it. I have to work next weekend. Joyce, I'm so sorry. This has been a crazy 12 weeks, to be honest with you. You all, we as your pastors, as the staff of the church, desire to gather with you, desire to see you. We know that the numbers of mental health problems are increasing in the world. It's being reported that the rate of mental health is rising. And so we know the reason why. We were created for community. We were created to be a part of community, to be in community with one another. And we're excited for that. We're excited for that. But we don't want to rush to get back together and risk the health of the people that God's placed in our care. And so if you have any questions, I'm not sure I'll be able to answer all the questions here right now. But if you have questions that you'd like to ask, things that you'd like me to find answers to, now's the time. Put them in the chat here. Ask the questions, and then if I can't answer them right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to type them down. I'm going to write them down, and then try to get the answers to a lot of those questions. If there's common ones that I can answer easily, great. Lori says, I will definitely still be online to watch. Yeah, you know, we're not forsaking the gathering of believers, as Scripture says, because we get to meet online and gather together, and there's still fellowship, and there's still small groups that meet, and there's still connection with one another. And so online is not the ideal way to worship, but it definitely is better than not being able to, and it's still keeping everyone safe. And so, like I said, I'm working on the computer behind me, I'm working on some step-by-step artwork that we can post online also, of things that you need to do, things that we need to do, things that you need to make sure. We're also, does staff sign up too, or is that for data different list? We'll take all of that into account, but that is a great question, Donna. We'll take all that into account. I know with our worship team, we're planning on staging the worship team after the service. They will go right out and into the Oasis room and into the green room where they meet before the services. And so we'll separate them in those two rooms together to make sure that they're not taking up the numbers of who's in the sanctuary. But yeah, we'll take all that into account to make sure that we are following by the guidelines given to us. And so bear with us, guys. I've been saying this to people a lot lately. This is not a science. This is more of an art form. And when it comes to art, we've got to do the best that we can with the information we have, and it's not going to necessarily make everyone happy. Because what would make me happy today is that we would gather all of us together right now in the service, but we can't. Patricia says, yeah. So she's talking about being obedient like Daniel, like honoring the government, but still worshiping and still praying. Absolutely. What time do you come on here? I need to know, as I am Pacific time. Oh, so we're normally on, if you're Eastern time, so this Sunday will be the last Sunday. And that's a great question, because it's something I would have forgotten if you didn't ask. This Sunday is the last Sunday that we will be streaming one service at our 10 o'clock time. Starting next week, next Sunday, we'll be doing two services, one at 9 a.m. and one at 10 a.m. with a max capacity of 100 people in the service. And there will be a sign-up sheet for that. And so we'll post a link. And so it's 9 and 11. It's good to see you too. It definitely is a trying time. Can I come to clean? Can I come this week to clean? I mentioned to clean. Listen, Donna, you want to come to clean? Let me ask you to contact Judy Cody so she can let you know when she's in the building. But yes, absolutely, we need to sanitize everything, 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 everything. When I say everything, if your hands touch it, it needs to be cleaned. If you can see it with your eyes, it needs to be cleaned. I should say if you see it with your eyes and touch it. You're not going to climb up 50 feet to the ceiling, but yes, everything needs to be cleaned. So talk to Judy. We would love to schedule that and get you in the building to clean. I know the tech team has been, they were there last night for 4 hours or so and working hard to make sure that all the stuff they put in the sanctuary is cleaned up and out of the way. And so they're working hard to prepare for next week as well. All right, well, listen, if there are no more questions, let me look back here. Make sure you bring your own mask. If you don't have one, we'll try to provide one for you. And be praying. That's the last thing I'm going to mention just for today. Just be praying. Be praying for this whole transition back, that we would continue to be cautious so that we would protect the people that are in our care. But like normal, like usual, like I say in all the streams that I do, I'm going to continue doing today with PA even after we finish gathering back together. So after everything is complete and after it's back, we can fill up our church. I'm still going to do these today with PA streams weekly, but I also have been giving out my email address to everyone. And so if you need to contact me or you have a question, something on your mind, we're a church family. We are a family. And so feel free to contact me. I would love to talk with you. And so I'm going to post my email address right here in the chat room. Do me a favor though. Could you do me this favor? This is like, I hunt down contacts. I hunt down like the different messages people send me. It takes a long time to hunt them down because I have Facebook Messenger, Twitter Messenger, Instagram, the church pages, the church contact information, the church contact on Facebook. Please do me a favor. Email me. If you want to contact me, please don't do it on Facebook. Please don't do it. I mean, you can write on my wall. You can do that stuff. That's fine. But if you want to contact me and ask me a question, please do it through my email address. It's the best way to get a response from me, the quickest. Even if you have my phone number, you understand this thing goes off nonstop. Right now, I have 26 voicemails that I haven't listened to. 26! And I got to go through all those. So, what do we know? Quick wrap up. You ready? Hello, Sarah. Welcome. Quick wrap up. Next week, be on the lookout for a sign-up sheet and a video that will explain how we get back into the service. Tomorrow, watch us online, join us online, sing as loud as you can online, sing so loud that we can hear you at the church building in the service. Sing so loud that all of your houses are worship centers. Every home is a worship center. So that's what you need to know for now, guys. We wanted to make this very clear because people have been asking because of what the governor has said. Tracy Lee, I've missed the beginning. Where do we have to sign up for church? Tracy, it will start next week. Next week. So you'll see the sign up form. I will make sure the sign up link is everywhere, but be prepared. If we post this thing Monday or Tuesday, it's going to get filled up immediately. Yeah, it's going to get filled up pretty fast. And so when you see the link, don't think I can do this later. Go on and sign up. Sign up your family. If you're bringing your husband, you're bringing your wife, if you're bringing a friend, sign them up. All right, well, listen, guys, I have a ton to do. We have teams to schedule, phone calls to make. Pastor Fred, Pastor Peter, Mrs. Massey, the whole team, Mrs. Santangini, have been working nonstop. And you know what? I am so blown away by all that the team has done in such a when this thing took off, when this thing started, it didn't miss a beat between our Mrs. Santangini with our children's ministry all the way through our worship ministry. It's the creativity and and the work ethic has been incredible. And we are so blessed to have these people serving and leading in the church. I also want to say this. We have a lot of tech people. I'm thinking of Jordan Van Minos, who every week has been running sound for the online service. Every week Jordan's been doing it. And they don't want credit for it because they're doing it to serve the Lord, but I'm just so blessed to watch them serve. Dan Parent has been, I'm telling you, God has blessed his mind to run tech, to build the kingdom through technical equipment. And it's been awesome to watch as he works and as he fixes. If you've noticed on the stream, if you've noticed the quality level go up, it's because Greg Coleman and Dan and Jordan have stepped up their game and raised the bar through this time and used some creative things and creative ways for us to get a higher quality to help you feel more engaged in the service and connected to the family. And so I just want to thank them and thank everybody else for what you're doing for and Flag and her team. She's been sending out cards and she's making phone calls, and there's people making meals, and it is unbelievable. And if I had to spend the next hour thanking everybody, I wouldn't be able to cram it all into that hour. Our deacons have been doing incredible. I think Ramona in our prayer team have been praying for the requests that come in. It hasn't missed a beat. It hasn't missed a beat. Our worship team has been here every week, and because they can't meet the practice, instead they've been meeting to do a worship service midweek online live, and then to do another Sunday morning service. It's been awesome to watch. It's been awesome to watch. And then with everything Pastor Fred and Lisa have going on in their lives with Lisa's health, and Pastor Fred to lead this team and serve the Lord and give direction and to be as involved. I talk to Pastor Fred, I can't even count how many times a week, and it always amazes me when I get off the phone with him, because I don't, where does he have time to do the stuff that he's doing, to write messages with everything he's doing? God has just really blessed our church, and I'm just so thankful. It's one of the things I thank the Lord for every night, and my kids do. It's for our church, for our pastor, for Lisa, for Pastor Peter, for the team, for the tech, for everything. So anyways, Jacob Cody says, love my church and all the people working their tails off to make everything happen, and love my hair person, Lisa Massey. Yes. Lisa Massey. All right, well, listen, guys, love you all. Praise the Lord that things are starting to turn, and we're going to figure out a new normal together. To be honest, I really don't want things to go back to the way they used to be. I'd love us to be back in the building, but I love what God has done online, and I wouldn't want to change it. The lives have been affected because of this transition, and I just pray that we can unite those two worlds together. All right, love you guys. I'm off. I've got some work to do. I will see you, or you will see me tomorrow, and then 100 of us will gather next week. All right, well, have a great night. Enjoy the rest of the night. Enjoy the outside weather while you still got it. Before it rains, who knows? It might snow tomorrow. I don't know. We live in New England. With that said, love you guys, and we will see you later.